Okay, let's get started. Welcome everyone. I'm guessing there will be other people who will join in the next few seconds. Quick reminder, again, the goal here is just a few minutes, right? We don't want to make this too big of a project every day. The goal is really just to say all it takes for what we call self-directed positive neuroplasticity is just a few minutes a day, and we want to make them count. So we want to make them as targeted as possible. So yesterday's theme was it was Attention Training Tuesday, and I focused on, pun intended, on focused attention. In contrast to what we would call diffuse attention, right? So the images here, this guy shining his flashlight. It's a very focused beam, and that's what we did yesterday when we're doing the body scan, and we were focused, shining the beam of our attention on our feet or our hands or our belly, right? It was very, very directive, very focused. Now there's another kind of attention that's really important to cultivate, and this is, we would call this diffuse attention. So this is like, in this picture, holding a lantern. There's no focused beam on anything specific. Yet this person who's holding this light has a diffuse sense of a lot of things that are going on around, sort of happening in his field of attention. But there's no one specific thing that's capturing the attention. So I think for us as human beings, learning how to be able to turn those on and off and be able to choose when we apply which types of attention uh, is a really important skill to learn. So here's some examples. So for example, focused attention, when you're concentrating on a project, and I think of concentration as focus plus time or focus over time. That's the definition of concentration. In contrast to being more relaxed and more open to whatever may be appearing, conscious, unconscious, or subconscious uh, type of experiences. Um, Focused attention is really good when we have a specific project in mind with specific goals. We want to execute, we want to get this thing done, and we have an idea in mind for what success looks like. And then in contrast, diffuse attention, has more to do with creativity and innovation. We don't want to be constrained by, the specific parameters that were laid out to us. We want to be able to explore and brainstorm and heartstorm and say, okay, what if we tried it this way or that way, right? So again, it's a very, very different type of awareness. And then last but not least, I think um, on the cognitive side, again, when we study, we want to learn something very specific. Focused attention is great, but when we want to connect with other people, you're in a room full of people, or you're presenting an idea or something, you want to be able to have this more diffuse capacity to take in lots of little bits of information from different sources rather than being fixated on just one person at a time. So today's practice, what I want to do is practice going back and forth between these two types of attention. um, and just reminding you, like, why do we do this? The goal here is to really activate these two very different parts of our brain, these different networks, and to be able to do so intentionally, right? So we're choosing to use this capacity in our mind to say, I'm going to choose to focus on, focused attention right now, and then I'm going to choose to switch to uh, diffuse attention. Our ability to do that consciously is a really key skill to develop. So, okay, let's do that for the next. We got about 10 minutes, so go ahead and close your eyes. And maybe start with some focused attention on your feet, noticing the experience of having feet that are in contact with the ground. You can wiggle your toes to bring even more focused attention to the sensation of having feet. And notice how when you wiggle your toes and your attention is captivated by that sensation, it is in some sense coming at the exclusion of all kinds of other data that we could be taking in. So as you wiggle your toes, attentionally look up and notice that you also have hands, you also have ears that are hearing my voice. You also have a body that can sense what it's like to sit in your chair, and keep wiggling your toes. And notice how, as soon as I said that, your attention went back to your feet and your toes. So this is a good example of how we go from really sort of hyper focused attention to a more diffuse type of attention where we notice all kinds of other things happening as well. I'm still wiggling my toes, and I'm noticing I'm sitting in a chair. I feel the vibration of my voice in my chest. Now just quieting down and getting still and noticing my belly and my chest, breath coming and going. And now focusing on our belly. And what happens to our belly when the body breathes? Focus on your belly. And while you're noticing the sensation of breath and how it appears in your belly, notice how much bigger breath is. So notice breath in your chest, notice breath in your shoulders, sensation of breath passing through your throat and your nostrils. And see if you can diffuse your attention and notice the entire process of breath at the same time, from your nostrils all the way down to your belly. You may notice your mind is skipping around a bit, so maybe focusing first on your nostril, and then your belly, then your chest. And see if you can just zoom out a little bit and just be with the sensation of the body breathing without focusing on any one specific area. And now bring your attention to the palms of your hands. So now it's focused attention time again. And see if you can really pick up the minutia and the details of sensation in the palms of your hands. Noticing temperature, maybe there's tingliness. See if you can get as curious as you can about what's happening in the palms of the hands right now. You can wiggle your fingers. You can interlock your fingers of your hands. Make contact with the palms of your hands. You just play around with sensation and just notice what it does to the sensation of your awareness of what's happening. Notice how focused your attention can be on this singular experience of your palms, your fingers, your hands. And then intentionally zooming back out and notice feet on the ground, sitting in a chair, body breathing. If you can zoom out and look at all of this as if you were 2 or 3 feet above your body, just looking down. All these things happening at the same time. That means we're back in diffuse attention. And go ahead and take a deep breath in. Exhale all the way. And hold the exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep inhale. Exhale all the way. And now bringing your full attention to the experience of holding your breath at the end for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale and just let your body breathe. Opening your eyes. Coming back to the session. All right. I hope that was a useful practice. Focused attention, diffuse attention. Truth is, we're doing that neurologically all day long, and it's pretty interesting to intentionally activate that and do so consciously. So I hope that was a useful practice, and hope to see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Take care, everyone.